good morning. Discord, sorry, give me 1 second. Discord is not reading. Why is Discord not reading? Okay, Discord should be reading now.
Yay!
Okay, everybody
Hello,
can
Epic.
board.
Hi, everyone. So exciting. Are you guys all ready to talk about aliens?
I'm excited.
I'm
Definitely.
excited.
This is such a off brand topic for us, but I'm like real excited to get into it.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Welcome in everybody as well. Thank you all for being here. So exciting. So many friendly faces. I love it.
So I think we wanted to start this with do you believe in aliens?
Feel free for chat to answer as well. I'm gonna do a poll actually.
Oh,
That's smart.
One of you guys start. I'll do the poll.
No
So-
pressure.
I definitely would love to start with that as I'm fixing all of our nonsense here. Fuck yeah, I believe in aliens. Are you kidding me? There is no way you can tell me that there is not like definitive proof that there is extraterrestrial life out there. Have none of you seen Ancient Aliens?
I definitely also believe in aliens. I think the possibility that there isn't aliens is like slim to none.
That's where I'm at. It's like
So-
it's a probability game, you know? If you've ever seen like where we are, what we are in space, and our like little Milky Way has gazillions of little galaxies, and we're just one of those little galaxies. And then you look at the universe, you zoom out, and there's like trillions of Milky Ways. Yeah, there's no way there's not other life, like tons of other
Exactly.
life.
Yeah.
So, why? Okay, so then the question bodes: why have we not interacted with extraterrestrial life? And it's my personal answer on that. It's in the fucking ocean. It's in the ocean. That's
What's
where
in
they
the
all
ocean?
live. It's in the ocean.
Of
The
our
aliens.
planet?
Yeah.
You think we have aliens living on our planet?
Oh, 100%. 100. Come on.
You just mean like squid?
No, I mean like just
Oh.
in general. I mean, I guess.
Like,
squid
are you
could
talking like
be.
intelligent life beings
Oh my
are living
God.
in our oceans?
100%.
What?
Dolphins. Dolphins
Okay.
are aliens.
If they can get to our planet, why would they not be able to live under the ocean?
I mean, that is.
It's the
I never
safest
thought
place
about
from
that.
humans. We haven't colonized
Well,
it. There's so
Yeah.
much we don't know about the ocean. And then it's like, I'm pretty sure I was reading an article that we invest more money, effort, time, and energy into exploring space instead of our own oceans. And there's still so much we don't know about our oceans. What the fuck is in the ocean that the government's so afraid of finding? Or they know,
Did-
and they're just like keeping it under wraps.
Did you know that NASA is exploring the deepest oceans on Earth? That is where they are going to explore.
NASA
See-
is? Isn't NASA belong
Yeah.
in space? Why are they going in the ocean? See? See?
Well-
I'm onto something here.
Somebody else agrees with you, Steph. Tanuda said most depth are in the ocean.
John.
Also, the future ghost said the ocean is terrifying completely.
Yes,
And exactly. Who knows what's under there? Like none of us know.
that is true. But as far as like other life form on other planets, I think the reason why we haven't like been visited by like off-planet extraterrestrials is because we're just too far away. Like I think that the universe is so vast, and the chance that there is other life is unquestionable to me. Like it's for sure. But I think that maybe there's not, like, life is still takes all of the perfect circumstances in order to get intelligent life, like, right? Like you have to have all the things have to be perfect. And I think maybe that doesn't happen that often. And so if there is intelligent life forms, we're super far away from each other. That's like my theory as to why we haven't been visited by anybody.
Possible.
Like,
So
with
title
really
brings a really good
vain.
point.
Like, we think that we are this great species that aliens must be really interested in. Like, oh, why haven't aliens come and like seen us? But like, maybe they're like, oh my god, humans are trash. Like, why the hell would we ever go to Earth? Like,
Yeah,
like,
I also
when you
think
go
that
on holiday,
too.
there's places where you're like, I'll never go there, and they're probably just like, let's skip that galaxy. Let's just keep going.
I kind of said this in our last episode, but like thinking about humans, we obviously study like insects and stuff like that, or other animals that are definitely way less smart than us. So why would aliens not study us, even if we are
Wait.
more dumb?
How do we know that they're not studying us? Because there have been so many people around the world that have said that they have lost blocks of time in their days. Sometimes people lose like a week where they like disappear and come back and they have no memory of anything that's happened. Sometimes it's overnight. So maybe people are getting abducted by aliens. They are testing us, but they're doing it without telling us.
I 100% think that we have actually had aliens come. I 100% believe that.
So
So,
I think I do too.
If we scroll up just a tiny bit, right, and we look at title, what title nobility said. So we assume that most aliens are more advanced than us. But if how Braylon was saying that everything needs to be perfect in order for that life to be created, that has to be perfect for us to be created, not necessarily other beings, right? So who's to say there's not extraterrestrials out there that are on the same level of advancement that we are, but instead breathe fucking, I don't know, nitrogen instead of oxygen?
Yeah. I don't think there's other humans. There's no way there's another life form out there that's exactly the same as us. That has like our same physiology.
no,
think
I
there
agree.
is. I think
You
there
do?
is. But it's like that one in like
You don't think like they
octillion
could be
chance, right?
full humans,
Well,
but they
But
like
I also
breathe
believe
carbon
in infinite
and
universes. So, like, yes, there has to be somewhere else in the world that
Where
has
it's just
taken place.
different.
The odds are just not like the odds are too high, right? The probability. Everything is everything everywhere. It's a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe I need a dab. I might need a dab for this
I mean, like,
conversation.
okay, so even other planets, like some other, I forget which one, but some of them had like Earth-like atmospheres at one point.
yeah.
So
That's true.
the
In our
chance of
galaxy
there
even?
being another human type life form would make sense, but it would be hard.
So,
But like also, we're thinking of aliens in a sense of like, I assume we're all thinking of like the stereotypical movie aliens. What if aliens are just like bees? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, what if bees just
dolphins.
space and
Dolphins.
they're here? Or
Okay.
dolphins.
So whenever we watch like nature documentaries, like, and we watch like anything about the ocean or like reptiles or anything like that, we're like in my house, we're like, those are literally aliens. Like that has to be an alien. You ever see like what is living in the deep ocean? Like there is no way that those are not aliens. Like you're so right, Dana. Like it could be any kind of creature. And you look at some and you're like, that doesn't belong on Earth. Like some of these
Like,
deep sea
we
creatures are
discover new species of like
Yeah.
things. What if like aliens can adapt or like shapeshift and they become a new species of something we already have?
or that.
Like genuinely anything could happen. Like we don't know what they're supposed to look like. Like they could look like anything. Technically, we are aliens to other species,
the
like on
epic,
different planets.
I would totally be online with pigeons, but see, birds aren't real. Birds
Pigeons
are
are
government
weird.
robots, right? They're just surveillance systems. That's all birds are. So I mean, definitely not actual birds, but definitely not aliens. At least in my
Well,
opinion.
There are jellyfish that regenerate after they die, and that's crazy. What's stopping aliens?
What?
See, that is alien behavior.
That's
That's what
so
I'm talking
cool.
about.
And that's
Like, that
technology that exists here on
that's
our own planet.
alien behavior. It's in their genetic code.
Everything's aliens.
Yeah.
I mean,
Aliens.
don't you think that we're technically aliens? How do you think? Does anybody have a theory? Because I do, on how humans came to Earth outside
Yes.
of religion, obviously.
It's not my theory, but it's someone else's theory in stream yesterday. They said something along the lines of that we used to colonize Mars, and something happened on Mars, like something struck it or a meteor hit, and a chunk of that Mars whatever dust hit Earth, and that's what spread the building blocks of life, And that's what killed the dinosaurs, right? I was like,
love that.
fucking love that. I love that theory.
Okay.
That makes so much fucking sense.
So, like, Neil deGrasse Tyson basically has a very, very similar theory to that, in that our life forms originated on another planet, and that planet, like, blows up, whatever happens to it. Pieces of that planet come and land on Earth that has a more suitable atmosphere and environment. Like, they just, like, are hurling through space for gazillions of years on these rocks, dormant, lands on Earth, there's water, and then those organisms that are just old and decayed and dried in that piece of planet rock come to life, and that's like little plants, and then through evolution you get us.
So what I'm hearing
Right.
is dinosaurs are the true inhabitants of Earth, and
Oh,
we are
yeah.
the aliens.
Yeah, I
Yes.
definitely think we're aliens. We don't humans just seem unnatural compared to the rest of Earth?
We are the
We make
weirdest
no
looking
sense.
species.
Like, in the ecosystem of Earth, we make absolutely no sense. We have to be aliens.
I agree.
Which
No,
could
I
also
agree.
mean somebody sent us here on like a pod. Like, maybe we were like a research mission.
I think it was the dolphins.
The dolphins are, the dolphins.
I can't let it go. They're too
The
smart.
dolphins are very smart.
Too smart. Too smart. Aren't they like one of only 3 species on the entire planet that kill for fun?
They do a lot of things for fun. I think what you might be thinking of is they have sex for pleasure.
Okay.
And
that
there's
might be
hardly
Oh.
any creatures besides humans that do that.
Yeah.
I'm a bit
Like, they have
worried
sex not
how
just to
that
mate.
is your link to intelligence, though.
Because other things don't do things just for fun. Like, other
Right,
like-
they
creatures,
do
like,
'em 'cause there's an
They do
innate
it to live.
desire.
yeah,
So,
like,
like-
other animals are just like food, mate, sleep,
And
food.
because they kill for fun, we're like, that's a smart animal. I mean,
Kill
The
for
dolphins
fun,
could not
though.
be trusted.
Is it orcas that kill for fun? I think it's
Oh,
orcas that
orcas-
kill for fun.
Orcas also kill for fun, and they like play with their kill. Like,
yeah.
they torture it and like play with it, and then they kill it. It's not nice.
Do you guys see
They-
that tree Blackfish? About
Like
the
the-
orcas in
yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
So
movie.
sad. If you look at mythology, all of them live in the heavens or outer space. They already know what they want to know for now. Huh.
So much
Yeah.
like gorilla.
Oh,
see-
like Greek mythology, like they came down a long time ago and visited us, and we're like, oh, we've seen it. We saw it sucked. We're skedaddling.
They weren't impressed by us. They're like,
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
'Cause there's
I
just
mean-
so much in human history that just can't be explained. Like, I can't remember who it was, but yesterday someone was saying, like, even ancient architecture as we see it today would be impossible to build with the technology that we currently have.
Some
So
of
then
it,
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
it goes
some
down
of
the
it.
rabbit hole that a lot of that like technology was documented and then it was destroyed and then it falls into racism and then it falls into like suppression and then it's just very much I'm not saying it was the aliens, but it was the aliens.
That's so interesting though, because I saw this like weird conspiracy TikTok this morning, which I was like, oh my god, this is perfect stream, where he was talking. This streamer, TikToker, was talking about mud floods or something, and he was saying like in the 1800s something happened, like a great reset, and then like if you dig down below some buildings, there will be like the bottom half of it, which actually was like the front door and stuff at the time. And like during the Great Reset, the mud flood, it rose up, and then people built buildings on top of buildings, etc., etc. It was really interesting. But then I was like, I don't know what I think about the theory, but at the same time, it could be aliens, you know?
Yeah. The pyramids. What's
Yeah,
up with the pyramids?
100%
That's the
pyramids.
first thing that I thought of when we
Well-
were talking about like ancient architecture. I think
goes
of
back-
the pyramids.
It goes back to stuff that's kind of like slavery and racism. Like, are we discounting the work of, just millions of humans sacrifice in their lives? Or,
Was it aliens?
I don't, yeah.
I'm gonna go with the former because I'm not an asshole, but it does kind of make you think. It definitely does. Hi, welcome in.
Also,
Yeah.
Someone said like the you know how on some buildings they have like metal and like like bits stick up. Someone was saying those are antennae for the aliens, the technology that aliens gave us for something bigger that we now don't know what it is anymore, but apparently years and years ago we did have a purpose for it.
Also, interestingly enough, they're in like all over the world, like there are temples and buildings and architecture that are almost identical with cultures that could have never communicated with one another.
Yeah.
Like in South America, like Aztec and Mayan, and like in Peru, like there are structures and architectures that is almost identical, and like they've figured out like there's no way that these people had any contact with each other.
It's the same with dragons. I hate that it always goes back to dragons, but dragons are in almost every single
Why does it
current
always
or
come back to
historical
dragons?
dragon. They're in every culture. Cultures that would have never
They
had
are,
an opportunity
yeah.
to communicate with one another had some variation of a dragon. You can't fucking tell me dragons aren't real.
You ever look at dinosaurs and just think that's a chicken?
Yes.
They are chickens. If you put feathers on them, they would be chickens. The
Right.
way that if you drew swans, the way that people drew dinosaurs, they would look like a dinosaur.
Doesn't that fuck you up a little bit that like Tyrannosaurus Rex was basically just a gargantuan chicken? Could you imagine
Wait,
just fucking chicken
Yeah.
T-Rex
I
just
love
walking
it.
It would be
around in the
terrifying,
Cretaceous
though.
period?
How
The
scary
fucking
would they be,
chickens are
though?
terrifying. Are you
Yeah,
nothing gets any
so imagine
fucking
one
bigger?
The size of your house or something. You're like, geez.
It makes sense. Like
No, he's
chickens
Rick
are
Gates.
descendants
Nuggies.
of dinosaurs. Like,
you guys,
it makes sense.
Shan said that we're so much like gorillas. What if gorillas were aliens and we were sent to study them and adapted to live with them? We could have been sent here by somebody else to study
Yeah.
things.
Very well. Very,
Nuggies for days.
very likely is what I meant to say.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's very interesting to think about. Has everybody seen the movie Alien? I think it's called, where the girl like is hired by the government to like communicate with the aliens that come to Earth, and
Yeah.
they like communicate via time, and it's
I've-
like all wonky.
That
I've never
movie
actually
Loki
seen-
fucks me up.
That
I've
movie
never
is so
actually seen
good.
an alien movie.
It's honestly I feel like a very realistic like interpretation of what could happen, but the aliens are just like these like wispy beings. Like they're not
Mhm.
even like, they're just like wispy light energy things.
Consciousness. See that
So-
would fuck me up.
Yeah.
My conscience.
Like, what if aliens don't actually have a physical form?
Yeah, no, that's what I was getting at. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
aliens could be here with us right now and that we can't see
So-
them.
So that would make sense, right? Because we haven't done far time travel because we have to physically transport a physical being from one place to another. What if the
Oh,
technology
yeah, maybe
is
that's-
transferring your consciousness to
Or
where you
just
can
your energy or
observe,
something.
Right. Your soul?
Yeah.
That's
That
dang.
seems like a much more plausible way to like travel the universe, is that you lack a physical form. Like if you did not have a physical form, think about how much easier it would be to just like go anywhere. Could you travel at the speed of light? Like could
Yeah.
you just like pew?
It would be easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Politician?
If they have that kind of technology, they should be able to transfer smells from one place to another, and that means I can share how good things smell with you. Could you imagine?
Smell-o-vision.
Just, like, guys, smell the strain.
Like actual
and then I could just,
smell-o-vision.
yeah, smell-o-vision. That would be amazing.
That's what I was thinking. Aliens could be around us like ghosts or spirits.
Oh
Mm. I
yeah.
What
if
do you
ghosts
guys
are aliens?
what do you guys think about UFOs?
Oh, 100% real.
Yeah.
Because
Like when you see
it's an
videos and
unidentified
stuff.
object.
Real. Definitely real.
Yeah,
And do you
real.
think they're aliens? Or do you think it's like government conspiracy, like government
No.
thing?
Some of it's definitely government, but not all of it, because the government has literally come out and said this isn't ours. And I think if it also causes
you trust the
panic.
government not
but-
to
Yeah,
lie?
exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
in this situation, yes, because here's why. If they actually, some of the stuff that has come out is so, like, technologically altering for literally everyone that
Like,
if
would be
it
crazier than Earth
it would be
thing?
crazy. Like, to keep it a secret would, like, it could change.
Okay.
It would just be huge.
Okay,
Impact.
but hear me
Yeah.
out. For all of the UFO sightings and the government saying, nope, that's not ours, if it truly wasn't theirs, don't you think there'd be like a massive, like full-scale investigation into what it was? Don't you
Also-
think there'd be
No,
more
I
media
think they
coverage around
are.
that?
I
Like,
think
we
they
found
are
this crazy
investigating.
thing.
Wait, I want to say something too. My uncle works for Boeing, and he worked for like government side, and like in the 90s, he offhand mentioned to my mom that they were going to make a airplane that could fly without a person. In the 90s, he's like, we're working on airplanes that will fly without anybody in them, like the eye in the sky. And then like 3 years later, he was like, we got together again, and she was like, oh, how's that coming, that project? And he's like, oh, we scrapped it, we're not working on it. Sure enough, like 15 years later, Boeing's like, yeah, now we have all these planes that can fly without people, and they're like little drones. And so I feel like sometimes they lie. I don't know, the government definitely could
sometimes, but
try to like not make people panic, you know, like they might like be like, yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it, like we're investigating it, it's not ours, but we're not freaking out about it.
well, so also this is the thing. A lot of the UFO sightings as well actually come from military personnel, which is
Interesting
interesting.
in both
that
ways.
It would come from them. So I don't know.
That is
It
interesting.
also, a lot of them come from, at least the ones that come from the military, come from the coast. They come from either the East Coast near like North Carolina or California.
The goddamn ocean, guys. It's the fucking ocean. They're coming
No,
back
I-
to
It goes
the
back
ocean.
to the
It's
ocean.
fucking dolphins.
That's the thing. Like, our government has told people that, like, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. Like, that now you have no idea whether something is or not, and you would
Made us
never
all so
know.
skeptical. We're
And
all
if you
so
believe
skeptical.
in conspiracy theories, you know, then people are like, watch out, you're a little off your rocker, maybe, you know? So it's like, even if you came and saw an alien and you went and told everybody about it, no one's going to believe you.
That's what they did with Bob Lazar, though. Bob
Like-
Lazar is a guy who apparently worked for the US government. They said that no, he didn't. But then it came out years later, yes, he did. He was working on undercover projects that they didn't want getting out. And he, at one point, mentions a, forget what it was. It was another, forgot words.
A project?
Not project, like iron, stuff like that, where they,
Minerals?
So
not minerals,
Mining?
the other word,
Elements?
no.
metal.
Elements, okay, there was an element that he mentions, and everyone was like, this guy is crazy. And then years later, he was right. This element comes out. And they're like, oh, this is actually a real element.
Yeah. The
That's
government
insane.
definitely, like,
Call him crazy.
they're
I don't
gonna,
think
if-
he is.
No, I agree with you. Like, if you're working on some undercover like CIA project, and like they're going to be like, yeah, that person's crazy. They never worked for us. We have no idea who they are. They're either going to kill you, or they're going to be like, yeah, we don't know who that is, and they're going to make you seem like you're crazy.
See, they
Well, look
can't
at
kill
what's
him
happening
because
with the
he
Google
knows
AI
too
guy.
much, and it would just confirm.
Same
Yeah.
thing with the Google AI guy. Like, none of these people die, but they're just written off as crazy people, and then everyone discounts them as just like, they don't know what they're talking about. But it's like there's a handful of people that believe, like, okay, so that Google AI guy, I believe that guy. I fucking believe that guy. That guy's job was to work on AI technology and prove that it was sentient. And he feels like he did it. So it's the sentience really boils down to, like, do you believe you're having a conversation with another human being? Like, this is just another layer of alien technology. Google's in on it.
Google's in on it. I wouldn't be
Google's in on
surprised.
it.
Well, so another thing that I think was mentioned by Bob Lazar is there's actually a huge private sector thing that's holding, like, a lot of the alien type things that the US has found or other countries is actually held by private people, which is why the government cannot really talk about it, because it's not held by them. It's held
you
by
think it's
someone
held by, like,
completely different.
The world's wealthiest? Like, is it like some Illuminati type stuff that, like, they're like, we need to put this on lockdown?
Oh, the fucking Illuminati. The
Pretty
fucking
much.
Illuminati. The fucking Illuminati.
The Illuminati is a whole nother.
God.
Ah.
I
Maybe Scientologists are aliens.
it's
Maybe.
I think they're all in on it. Right. So like how we were having the conversation, like once you become like president of the United States, you're filled in on things where you're just like, fuck.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
how life works, right?
Yeah.
Aliens have got to be part of that.
We were talking about even like Mark
Oh, yeah.
Zuckerberg the other day. Like, I think he
Yeah.
knows too much. He knows way too much about the world, and that made him not a human anymore. He is a shell of a person. I think he also could be getting like blackmailed or like something, like they're like someone's forcing him to do these things, and yeah, I don't know. He's
No, I
he's
agree.
not a person.
Think about all of the
He is a lizard.
It is
Think
a
about all the
lizard.
stuff that you collect via Facebook algorithm, all of the conversations, and then you're able to like collect those into like certain categories. So it's like people
all the
that talk
data?
about, yeah, like anyone that's ever said anything about President Bush, and we have AI and algorithms and crawlers that are smart enough to like read the information and like kind of put it into context and then pull it in. They know something. There's something.
Yeah.
I don't want to
And
be on the bottom.
part
Let
of it
me know.
could
I
be
won't tell
aliens.
anybody.
Part of it could for sure be some type of extraterrestrial life. I agree with Title though. I'm that billionaires from the world, not the government.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I
Yeah.
mean when I say that news is fake, right? It's not that I'm
Oh,
like,
the
they're
media
making
is
it up,
owned
but it's
probably by the
exactly.
Illuminati.
I believe it.
It all
I
comes
100%
full
believe
circle.
it.
There,
really
not to
does.
go like too conspiracy theory, but there are some videos of celebrities talking about and where they like slip up and say things about like some like there's some sketchy stuff going on in Hollywood for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like all of our media, I think, is just
We're fine.
Yeah.
This is fine. We're fine.
everything's fine. Support independent artists.
It's,
Mhm.
So, like, I don't know which one. There was some pretty big alien articles that came out, like, between 2020 and 2021.
No, that's what
And-
somebody in chat was
Yeah.
saying, that nobody paid attention because there were too many. Oh, that was you that said that.
I
Steph.
paid attention
Yeah.
to them.
Oh, no.
That caught my attention majorly when all that stuff came out.
I don't
What-
know what you
like-
guys are talking about. So
Yeah. I didn't. I missed it.
I missed it.
I know there were a series of government releases of UFO sightings,
In
Huh.
2021, it was.
and
Let me
the
see if I can
Pentagon
find
was
it.
basically like, "Yeah, we don't know what these are. We're we're just as confused," and no one
That's
paid
strange, though,
attention
for
to
them
it.
to like admit that, like, as well.
Yeah, they did it a couple of times for some. That's why they had the hearing recently, like this year, with the Senate over it. Actually,
They did.
yeah, I
government?
watched the entire hearing over it, and they did one public and one not public,
Oh.
and I am very sure they went over some crazy stuff in the other one.
Oh, I agree with Title on this too. That could be them covering for something they're secretly testing as well.
It could be. Who knows? But
Well,
I think there's a lot of possibility.
the
there.
actual article I'm looking for is behind a paywall, and I don't remember off the top of my head how to get rid of that quickly, but this one's from about the same time, and it's UFO sightings on the rise in Northern Ireland. But the article I was trying to get was 2021 was so weird that big UFO news totally went over our heads. And it's true. We had so much other, like, ground level shit going on. Completely glossed over everything that happened in 2021.
Mhm.
I just... UFOs are real and the government knows it. Black holes could
The-
be alien powerhouses? Excuse me? Alien planets may look nothing like Earth. That's a given. One of Saturn's moons still holds potential for life? What?
Those
Maybe-
are that's cool.
There's
Thousands
some
of
cool
alien
stuff.
worlds could have watched humans grow up. So, like, what if we're just like a television show, like in Rick
What
and
if we're the
Morty?
Truman Show?
Yeah, just that's it. All that.
you're
all
just
that
laughing at us, watching
Oh
us.
my god.
Our own technology might be getting in the way.
What if they
Look
have
like
favorites? You know, what if you're like famous on an alien planet and you have no idea?
Do you think we're gonna
That
be
would be
featured?
so cool.
Does everybody watch Rick and Morty?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love if it was just, like that. It'd be fun.
Could you imagine though, aliens watching like this podcast episode and being like, "Ha, look at them, they're so dumb. They think we're bees."
Yes, 100%. That's it goes in their history books. It's what their alien young learn. Like this is the perception that is out
Were
there.
there
Other
YouTube?
planets.
Yeah, I guess.
I love how, like, in my head though, any kind of alien technology is like super advanced, right? Like they have like holograms and stuff. Like they have like glasses, or just their eyeballs have contacts, whatever. Your eyeballs are equipped with just being able to see whatever you want. That'd be amazing. I wish I could live in
Imagine if
that
they
lifetime.
literally just have like phones and they're like just watching YouTube on their phone and it's us. Or like their equivalent of YouTube.
Tune in to Earth TV.
What if we're like somebody's science experiment?
Oh, like in the car battery for Rick
Yep.
and Morty.
Car battery
Yeah.
theory. What are we powering though?
We're just,
Why is
you know
there
what
so
we
much
are?
genocide?
This is how I know that we are aliens. We are a parasite to the earth. We're literally stripping, like if you could watch humans in like slow-mo and like the earth, I mean super sped up of just like what we are doing to the earth, like we are just sucking it dry of everything.
Have you
Jewel.
seen those videos
nailed it.
of like 10 years or 20 years or 50 years after like humans leave the earth, like how the world kind of like thrives again? Have you seen those videos? Because I think they're like
Yes.
absolutely fascinating. Like all the trees like grow and thrive and everything just looks so much nicer than it does at the moment. It's just like
Yeah, if we, I
yeah,
don't think
not-
that we would fully like we're not gonna kill the earth. We're gonna kill ourselves. The earth is gonna go like this, and then it's gonna come back to normal and thrive with us gone.
I definitely think we're gonna kill ourselves first.
Oh, wait, okay, so if like the whole span of the earth, I don't know if you've seen this, but on the cosmos, if the whole span of the earth's creation is a year, humans showed up at December 31st, like 10 minutes before midnight. Like,
yeah, I've seen
all
that.
the way at the end, we've like just showed up, right? And we've already destroyed like so much stuff. We've been here 2 seconds and we already just like bye Earth.
I kind of hope the earth destroys us before we destroy the earth.
I don't think that's gonna happen unless
don't
like
think
you
so
need like
either.
fires and
genuinely-
floods.
I
and
feel like
stuff.
it's more likely we're going to destroy the Earth and then move on to another planet and make that habitable for us. But I also kind of wish they hope the Earth wins and doesn't end up getting destroyed by us.
I think the Earth will
We're
prevail
doing-
no matter what, even if we somewhat, destroy it. Ooh, I'm gonna read that comment. What if an alien wanted to show us our past as it was happening? Like if an alien came down its UFO, welcomed you on board, and warped 100 light years away, and then with some high-tech telescope could show you what the past looked like, since it takes 100 years to reach that point. That I do believe there's some wonky stuff going on with time, like in the
That'd be
movie.
amazing.
What's the movie with Matthew McConaughey where he's like in space?
It's a true title. Interstellar?
It's Interstellar. Like there's some weird stuff
Such a
going on
good
there
movie.
with time and dimensions and stuff that I fully believe in. Like time is a circle and there's some weird stuff going on that like we don't know. How is the
Mhm.
universe constantly expanding into what is it expanding into? Where is it going?
Nothing.
Like they
Just
say the universe is constantly expanding. Where is it going to? What is it expanding into?
So
And
okay,
how
so-
long before like a rubber and it just goes?
Yes, that's what I think. We're just going like this.
until we hit a black hole? So like our universe is expanding, but that just means that we don't know what's on the other side of that expanding, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I
We just think
mean.
it's nothingness. So it could just be that we're such small scale that it seems
brains
like
are too tiny?
nothingness. Like no, seriously, like our universe is like so fucking tiny that there's a black hole that's actually much larger, and then we just get sucked into that. And we wouldn't even know because our universe is still expanding and we're tiny. Like I like to think of our universe as the size of an atom, and then
Yeah, we're
there's
like a
just
little ship.
larger world out there. So, Braylon, on that same thread, okay, so like if
That
the
hurts my
Earth,
brain.
if the Earth's existence was condensed into 24 hours and we're at that very last sliver, how many times do you think our civilization has been built and fallen in that time frame?
No, that's like all of humanity.
No,
Like,
no,
humanity's
that we
know
that
of.
we know
That we know of. Sure,
right?
yeah.
Because maybe we can only backdate and carbon date back to like a certain carbon dating,
think
right?
about
That's
this,
the
too.
earliest. That's the earliest that we could do. What if there was a civilization before us that maybe dated with a different element that didn't exist because we wiped it out?
Think about what would happen too if like they have said the Earth, like when it goes into like, imagine the whole Earth is on fire for like a million years. Nothing is going to stay, so there could have been humans before that. Like, we don't know what stages of the Earth could have literally been a fire hellscape. It could have been frozen for a million years. Like, it could have been underwater for, like, there's all these different ways the Earth could have been for, I don't know.
I know one thing for certain: tardigrades were there in the beginning. Tardigrades will be here in the end.
Those little water bears.
Yes.
Yes, maybe we are evolved from the water bears.
I mean, we have to be. It's like one of the first micro animal that was ever alive.
Created.
Right? That's what a tardigrade is?
There definitely could be less evolved life forms. I think for sure there's all stages
has-
of intelligent life forms and unintelligent life forms.
Tardigrade.
It would be cool one day for us to find some sort of other life form.
Like Jules said, like in the end of Men in Black, when the aliens play with our galaxy like marbles.
Yes, I think
Like,
about
that's what
that
you're
shit
saying,
all
Steph.
the fucking time since I've seen it. We're just itty bitty in the grand scheme of things because that's the only thing that makes sense. There's no way
Wait.
that this is the end all be all.
What if
Yeah.
have you guys seen the Indiana Jones where there's aliens and in the end they like give the person the knowledge of the whole world and that person just like explodes?
No, I haven't seen
I
that.
bet you
Fuck.
would.
Because
explode
so, like,
after
maybe
all of
the
that.
aliens-
Just kidding.
Maybe the aliens know, they're like, look, humans are not very intelligent and they're very fragile and they have very fragile societal systems. So maybe they know if they show up and we see them, everything is chaos and completely fucked.
That could
And
be
maybe
true.
they're
Yeah.
nice enough that, like, imagine you had like a little colony of like little creatures that you could go and look at, but you were like, you can't put your hand in there because then they're all gonna die. Do you know what I mean? Like, that could be aliens with us. Like, they know we can't show ourselves to them because then poof, their little brains explode and chaos and they all just spiral and society collapses.
We're technically still in the Ice Age, apparently, is
Well,
what Chewie says. I mean, with
also-
fucking what
yeah,
happened the other
technically
day,
we
yeah,
are.
We're basically in the fucking Ice Age. Anyway.
But also, like, we have had failed civilization. So what if the alien had stepped in? That's why they failed.
Yeah, that could be true
Because this
too.
is a cycle.
How many times has Earth had extinctions? 5?
A lot. I don't.
I
how
think
many,
Earth has
but
gone through 5
probably.
extinctions,
That's-
and they're saying we're in the beginning of the 6th.
Oh shit. Oh, that fucks me up. So what do you guys think the next beings would be? Like we somehow got from giant fucking chicken dinosaurs to us. I feel like we went backwards, to be honest with you.
I'm hoping it's better.
I'd much rather be the
I'm
chicken
hoping it's better than
Tyrannosaurus.
this, you know?
Give me
I don't
giant
know.
It's all just dogs. Like, just
I
all dogs.
That this human form is a work of art. That everything works so symbiotically. Like, you don't have to think about yourself breathing. You don't have to think about that you have to like move poop down your intestines. Like, your body just does things all day for you. And we have literal computers in our head. I think it's pretty crazy.
But we're vulnerable meat
also-
sacks.
Oh, we're so soft.
Yeah.
We're
Also,
so
like,
squishy.
we are literally killing ourselves. Like cancer is literally because our cells are reproducing too much, and then we end up getting cancerous cells. Like, I don't feel like our bodies were actually made to last.
Oh, that could
Um,
be a total. I agree with you there, Dana. That might be a very real thing that we've like progressed our lifespan on longer than it was meant to be.
That's what makes
Oh,
me think that we're an
100%.
experiment, that we're just like a plaything for some larger being, because like
We
we are
very
so
well could be.
rudimentary, is that the word? For like what we could be. A fucking turtle is set up better than we are.
Oh yeah, they live like longer than us, and they can breathe without thinking about it and poop without thinking about it, and they also don't seem to die like so easily. Like
Yeah, several
is
hundred
true.
years.
maybe they are the
Well, I don't know
true
about that
beings.
because like sea turtles, when they're like only a certain amount of turtles actually make it
Oh, it's
into
like
the ocean.
1%.
Yeah.
And like
So-
2%
true.
or
So
1%
most of
survive
their
to adulthood.
offspring does not actually.
But
It's
at
a
this
numbers
point in
game.
Sorry, I'm
time,
thinking
aren't
of
there more
tortoise,
turtles than
a tortoise.
humans? Turtles, tortoises,
Probably.
aren't there more of them than us?
Probably. I don't know.
I have to
I don't
Google
know.
this. Are there more
A
turtles?
tortoise, yeah, I could see that
Yeah,
being,
sorry,
you know, a tortoise
I meant
that
a
live,
tortoise because you get like
lives
those
forever.
giant tortoises that have been alive like
The
200
like
years or
Galapagos
something, and, like,
ones.
yeah, yes,
Aren't there
exactly.
some-
6.5 million turtles.
Isn't there a shark in the ocean that they found out to be like 100 years old or something, like older than that?
Probably.
Like, haven't they found animals in the ocean that they're like, holy shit, this thing is like 500 years old?
Yeah, there's clams are so it's a very specific type of clam that lives the longest. They can live up to about 400 years. And then at 507 years of age, Ming the clam broke the Guinness World Record as the oldest animal in the world as of last year. So
Wow. Ming. It has a name? They know
Yeah.
where it is?
Ming
How do
the
they know how
clam.
old it is?
I'm sure
They
they
ask
can
him?
date
There's
something with
science.
it. There's gotta be
Yeah,
ways that
I
you
mean
can
they
tell
can
animal
date
age.
trees, so
It just kind
Whoa,
of circles back
trees
to
able-
fucking oceans. Of course, the longest living thing lives in the goddamn ocean. It's the only place
Yeah.
you can't touch. Well, kind of.
Maybe light is what ages us, so maybe that's why things in the ocean can live much longer.
The sunlight.
Less light.
I
yeah.
see that.
Probably light and oxygen. We're just like slowly decaying.
So
Our bodies.
oxygen for sure. Like back in like dinosaur days, I just watched a video on this. Trees would die, but there was nothing in the atmosphere that would break them down into what needed to go back into the so it's like what is it?
They just get frozen.
Hydrogen. It wasn't hydrogen rich atmosphere. It was just super oxygen rich atmosphere, which increased the lung capacity.
Probably no carbon.
Carbon. So that's
Yeah.
why all the bugs were like fucking giant, because it was way more oxygen and far less carbon. But then like when trees started decaying and releasing the carbon back, right? Because no, is it hydrogen? What
I
the
don't
fuck
know.
do trees breathe in and then breathe out oxygen?
They breathe in
They breathe in
carbon.
They breathe in carbon.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're right.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's carbon that keeps us small. Yeah, the fact that we live on the same planet as ocean creatures, it's just like there's something up with that. I need to Google ocean conspiracy.
What's that? Well, title said, like, look up China teleporting a single atom into space, so teleportation at its baby stages. I do think that we will discover things like that
That's
I think so.
amazing.
before
Eventually.
humans are eradicated. Things
Mhm.
like teleportation, or it's like
But
that
the thing
comedian.
is, like, we have so many like films and stuff about it as well. Who's to say that like it hasn't already happened? And like you know how you were saying about, I think your uncle knew information and then said, no,
Mhm.
that's not real.
Yeah,
Who's to say that someone hasn't accidentally let slip to one of their like children or something, and then they've told someone else, they've become a film director or screenwriter, and they've made Back to
Yeah.
the Future or whatever because they know, and they're to like tell us in a way that's like not too obvious that they get killed or like drugged or taken away, but at the same time kind of drip feeding us the information.
Mhm.
yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that probably for sure happens, especially with our media. People are, just, I don't know. Even like Nikola Tesla, like there was stuff that he was doing that was so far ahead of his time in like creating electricity and stuff like that. And he had like thought of the concept of Wi-Fi and like internet before, like way before any of that existed. And then he like mysteriously dies or something. Like there's just there's weird stuff going on.
There
That's-
is.
that's
There's
what
so much
happens.
weird stuff.
So I definitely am not trying to hijack, but I had to look it up. I had to look up ocean mysteries that we haven't been able to explain. And this is pretty recent. This is June of 2022 is when this was updated. So this is like this.
Oh.
So
Okay.
70% of the Earth's surface is below the water. 95% of it remains unexplored by the human eye.
That's
Why are we spending any time in space when we have so much not going on with our own oceans?
that's a lot.
Milky Sea
Yeah.
phenomenon? No idea why there's bioluminescent bacteria.
We have no
Just-
idea. We
It's just
oh,
there.
that's crazy. It's just there. We don't know why.
Just there.
Do
This-
they know what the aurora borealis is? Like, is that explained via science? Because I saw a video of that the other day for the first time, and I was like, "That's not real."
That is one thing that I would love to see in person in my
Like,
lifetime.
Yes.
I literally had never. I don't know why I'd never seen a video of it before, but I saw a video, and I was like, "That's absolutely like it. It looks like aliens in the sky.
It's
Yeah,
energized
it looks
It does
crazy.
not look real."
Energized particles from the sun slam into Earth's upper atmosphere at speeds of up to 45 million miles per hour, but our planet's
what if that's an
magnetic
alien?
field protects us from the onslaught.
How do we know that's not an alien?
Could be space warfare.
Be.
How
Yeah.
do you know it's
Didn't
not?
fucking
Yeah,
Trump dumbass start Space Force? You don't think they gave him the fucking like
Okay,
alien
okay,
knowledge and
Space
he's
Force
like, I'm gonna
is-
make Space Force. That's what
Yeah,
we
look,
need to do.
and that's-
Space Force
Kickstarter.
isn't as stupid as it sounds. Space Force is actually like it's not
just
what
okay,
it,
tread
it's not
lightly with what
against
you're about to say.
extraterrestrials. It's like against it's like
it's like NASA.
the
but
US in like Russia, basically. It's not
Little orb.
We're
weird
gonna be the
ass shit.
first. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's-
whatever the fuck this is, no idea. No idea what
I-
this is.
It is interesting too. Like everything on our planet is water.
Crazy, right?
That
And there's
goes
so
back to
much
me
of it we
thinking
can't
we're
drink.
aliens.
Yeah,
We
'cause there's
have
so
to
much
be
of it we
aliens.
can't drink.
We're aliens.
Maybe this was our last resort, or maybe like that Mars theory. I fucking love that Mars theory because why would we?
No, I think they
come-
sent us down here. Somebody sent us down here to be like, go try. We're gonna boop boop some life on there and see what happens.
But that's the first thing we check when we see if a planet's habitable is do they have drinkable water? And there's so much undrinkable water on this planet. Why would they think that what drinkable water there was would be enough? Like, we're running out of water. Surely if they had the
Now.
technology to send us, they had the technology to, like, have the foresight that we wouldn't have enough water.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they didn't think that we'd be so
Fucking
parasitic.
stupid. Okay, you're much nicer than I am. We're literally killing this planet. Kills me.
Yeah.
Apparently there's an alien spaceship on the ocean floor that they have no idea what it is. It could just be a glacial deposit, but it's perfectly round, you know? The
Cool.
giant squid. There's a lot
Yeah.
of giant squids in space. Who's to say little squiddy boys don't just, you know, that's what we were invaded with. And that's where we started, giant squiddy boys. Those were alive the entire...
I mean, to be fair, a lot of like myths and things from like way back when must have like like some of them must have originated from like people actually telling genuine stories of things that happened.
right.
But who's to
That's
say that
why-
the Kraken is not real and there?
That's why I think somebody in chat said that like the Greeks, like they have mythology. Those people came down and were like, oh, never mind. You guys are all smelly and you like poop in the streets. Like we're getting out of here. Like
That could be a
They
thing.
saw us and they were like, y'all are too dumb.
yeah.
Bye.
I suppose as well, if you think about it, humans are probably like quite ugly as well, because if you think about most animals like on land are covered in hair, and then we're just kind of like,
What that's
Yeah.
what makes me think like well, we make no sense.
None.
We make absolute even monkeys who like people say are our closest descendants, they have their covered in hair. Like they would literally look at us and be like, ew, you guys are naked.
Do you think
like
we're
I guess we
dumping
are
ground?
technically covered in fine hair, but like
not
not
the
not to
same.
the level.
Ghost is right. We're the Sphinx cat of the mammals.
We are.
Ew! We are the Sphinx cat! Gross!
Can we just like go back to like a minute before that like happened?
Yep. Yep. Right before that
What?
entered
From
my
a
brain.
Wait,
Fine.
Men in Black us! Men in Black us!
I feel like
Go.
I need to go put clothes on now.
I mean, you do have clothes on. You've got clothes on. Look, he's gonna come in and black us. Take care of us, thank you.
So, okay, so this is why I truly believe that aliens are in the sea, undersea geology. It's the exact same. There's underwater waterfalls, giant ones. Giant ones. 11,000
Ew.
waterfall.
An alien just accidentally touches us where we're wet and cringes. They're like, ugh, what's wrong with your skin? They're like, you have to put cream. They're like, you have to put cream on when you go in the sun. They're like, what's wrong with you? You don't just have protective fur? We're like, no. They could also think about aliens could also have like different body modifications, like shells, horns. Like we are very basic, squishy squish sacks.
Squirrels.
Like we're not exciting creatures.
So can't, okay, and I don't know this. I'd have to actually do research. Can other species interact with and understand one another, like squirrels and birds, right? Can they interact and communicate to an extent?
There are some species that have symbiotic relationships. Like a bird that will like sit on a hippo and like the hippo does something for the bird and the bird does something for the hippo. And there's like little fish that clean out whales' mouths. The whale opens its mouth and the fish like clean it all out because they're getting food. So I don't know if they're communicating that or if it's just like eons long of neural pathways of like, this is what I do, you know?
So stay with me on here, right? So you know how when someone like you walk into a room and someone pretends to do something because they were doing something else that they didn't want you to know? Animals do a lot of really fucking weird things that we've observed. Do you think that it's like aliens and they're like, shit, open your mouth and let me clean your teeth really quick, they're looking? Like, do they, if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? You know what I mean? Type deal.
What are, what do you think about like the, what are they called, Blaze? The people that say live in the Appalachians, the skinwalkers? Like those could be aliens.
I'm an alien, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you.
But it was like, who's to
Me
say,
wearing my
you know how we
Appalachian
have like,
shirt.
why we have like five senses, right? But who's to say there's not more senses that the
Yes.
animals have that we
Yes.
don't know about?
Exactly.
Like maybe they communicate in a way that we cannot perceive ourselves.
Cats fucking communicate with their goddamn whiskers. A small twitch of a whisker, and the other cats understand. Like that shit blows my mind. Dogs' eyes, like looking away,
Also, like-
slow blinks.
Like the only reason cats meow is to communicate with us.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
not themselves, like literally just so they've had to like learn a new behavior to communicate with us. So what if birds only tweet because they see us speak, so they're like, oh, we must copy that human's behavior, but actually they communicate in a whole different way that we can't perceive.
I was going to say
Tanuda,
that.
yes.
There's a lot of people too who say that we have more than 5 senses. We just don't know how to activate them.
Okay,
I
well
also
then, we
recently-
have 5 senses that we're using.
I also
Echolocation?
recently
What the fuck?
saw a video or something where somebody said it is in our human DNA somewhere. Basically, it's like a little switch is turned off that we could grow feathers.
Yeah,
It's
I
in our
think I've
DNA,
heard
but it's
that.
like a dark. It's like
Yeah.
it's just like the code is there, but it doesn't. It's not. It doesn't
Would
give
it-
the green light.
Would it be in place of hair?
I don't know. I don't want to think about it. It disgusts me. I think that'd be the worst existence in the entire life if I had feathers. I would just want to curl away and die. I think.
You would-
ugh.
Preen them all the
would
time.
watch
No,
the
I would hate it.
TV show, like you know when they've got the TV show and they see through all the different like universes
Yes,
and
yes.
things. I'd love to like watch and see what that would be like, but to live it, I think I would cringe.
Yes. Also, what Tanuda said, animals. Yeah, the color spectrum. Let's say it's this long.
Same Chewy.
Humans see like this much of it. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that we literally just can't
Yes.
see. That
Maybe-
animals can.
Aliens are on a different light frequency. Like, you know how your cat
Yeah,
stares
that's
at
what I'm
something that's
saying.
not there? Like, your dog's barking at something in a corner that you just can't see or understand. Like, what is it, boy? What is it? And it's like, it's a fucking alien.
Yeah.
No, that shit fucks me up.
But also,
Cats especially. Cats are very well known for staring off into
Yeah.
something that's just not there.
all the time. My cats do that all the time. But also, what if they like are writing to us and we can't perceive what they are writing, like the colors, and it's like everywhere, like all over the walls. They've written like "hello" or "get out" or whatever. We just can't
Taking
read it
notes.
because we can't perceive that color.
Taking notes
Yeah.
on our behavior.
We're getting closer. I got a cold chill.
Shells, and the shell's made of this.
Like just
Interesting.
everywhere. Like the whole world is just like their
Gross.
post-it note, and we can't read it.
Yes, the shell thing is definitely true. The like, because the birds have to like prune that keratin off of their feathers.
Title says we're getting closer. You gotta chill.
I love that. We get our oxygen from the umbilical cord, but do our lungs not fill with water when we're in the womb?
I think our lungs are filled with
I
water.
imagine
Our
I imagine,
lungs are
like,
filled with fluid,
our lungs
right?
aren't functional at that point.
Like maybe, yeah. There's got to be something interesting.
Loop sounds. The immortal jellyfish is brought up again. The ocean fucks me
What
up,
was
man.
also there?
Bermuda Triangle. Say less.
Oh my gosh.
gosh.
I remember hearing so much about the Bermuda Triangle when I was a kid, and now I feel like
Same.
no one ever talks about it.
Same thing with
Yeah.
Yeah,
quicksand.
same.
Like,
Same
what
with
even-
quicksand.
Was gonna be
Why
a much
did they
bigger
make us
issue.
feel like as a child that I was going to ever be in a
Ever.
situation with quicksand?
Ever. Maybe because like that generation prior traveled or had the means to travel and they were in opportunities where there could be quicksand. Bold of you to assume I'd be able to afford a vacation.
But also, like, apparently quicksand isn't actually that, like, life-threatening.
Yeah.
It's pretty slow, I think.
But it
Yeah,
was
like,
like,
very
it made
slow.
it out to be worse.
what fucks me up is like quicksand was right up there with the education on Stop, Drop, and Roll. They were equally talked about in school. You knew how to do if you knew how to get out of quicksand, you knew how to stop, drop,
Also,
and roll.
I would just like to know, in what scenario am I ever going to be on fire?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people dumber than you, friend.
Yeah, but like they
It
made that
happens.
seem like that was something that was for sure gonna happen to me at some point.
I think
Why
with
did
the
we practice that
technology-
so much?
The technology
I
at the
mean-
time, right? Like kitchens were set ablaze all the
Yeah.
time with the type of technology we had, but now we have much safer options. So it's the same thing with like you're never gonna have a calculator in your pocket. Like that.
Oh
dude,
my
Get
God.
the fuck out of here.
It turns
literally
out
have
we do.
the entire
Yeah.
world's education and knowledge at the push of a button, and we use it to look at cats and fight with each other. It's
Uh-huh.
sick. It's sick. We're sick.
No, I agree with Title though that like we definitely there's other senses. There's some people out there who think that we used to have a sense that we could tell when people were looking at us. Like a really good one. Like almost as if like we had eyes on the back of our head. So I
you
definitely
not
think
Tell that
There's-
now, because I can tell when people are looking.
I
at
like
me.
not every time, not always. It's
Yeah.
not like down to a perfect science, I
Sometimes,
would
yeah.
say. Sometimes, yeah. But
I mean, I get
um,
the feeling people are looking at me when there's like no one else in that room.
yeah. I can
I
force
find it
a
weird.
shiver. I can force a
Yeah,
shiver, like,
I
but
can
I
force
can't
a
force
chill.
like goosebumps.
I can. I hear my name randomly, and I don't know if that's just like an auditory issue that I have, but like I hear, I hear my mom calling my name. Like when I lived at home with
Is
my
your mom alive?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay.
when I was a kid, like I would hear my mom call my name, and I'd be like, "What?" And she's like, "I didn't say anything," and I'm like, "Oh, I thought I heard you." I hear it in music. I hear it like when people are having
Yeah.
conversations. Like I don't know. Is that
Have
vain?
you done a lot of psychedelics?
No.
I guess you wouldn't have done that as
Well,
a child either.
Ecstasy.
You said it happened as a
like,
kid.
4 or 5 times when I was like 17, but I was out of my mom's house at that point. I will never fucking.
Because
touch
there's
that shit
people
again.
who have done mushrooms so many times
Mushrooms
that
a
they
handful.
can't people say that they like don't trust their eyes.
Yeah.
So you might have something similar of like not trusting your ears, like your ears. Like, does that make sense?
Kinda,
like-
yeah. Kinda, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's aliens or anything. I kind of forgot how
I
we
mean,
got
it
on this
could
topic.
very well be. It could very well be aliens. An anglerfish is
mean-
yeah. No, I agree. An anglerfish is an alien.
I mean, I've heard that like if you hear someone calling your name, you shouldn't answer because it's something mimicking. So like it sounds like your mum calling your name. Someone is probably trying to mimic that and get you to kind of answer, like not a person, but like some other kind of entity.
Yeah.
That one's
Not me having to look up in because I couldn't.
An
How it
anglerfish?
Anglerfish.
The one with the little
So-
light, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that. I
The
just had
fucking
to
stuff
look
made
it
of
up because I was like,
nightmares.
I don't know.
I saw that
Do you guys
they're,
see the one in Luca where he's like all translucent and you can see
Yes.
all his like organs? Because I suppose in the dark it doesn't matter, like because they are literally in pitch black
Yeah.
Mhm.
in the sea.
It's pretty yeah.
I didn't mean to
The
get down this
anglerfish.
hole. I think it's made of an anglerfish. They said. So they're. I think it was back in the 60s they discovered it. There was a wall of fish that warps sonar, so they thought that the floor of the ocean was much higher than it actually was. And
You're
they
kidding.
discovered it years ago. I just saw a TikTok about it. Everyone's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I think it's this layer right here. The mesopelage. I could be
Can you show
wrong.
that graph? Yeah.
But there's like a, yes, it's this one. It's a layer of fish. It's tiny fish, and then they're so tightly knit together, and they cover, I think it was like over 60% of the ocean floor. But there's like, it's
Wow.
actually much deeper, right? So they found it at between 200 and 1,000 meters down, but the ocean actually goes down to about 10,000 meters down. That was kind of fucked.
That sounds like some alien shit.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
Someone's controlling
that-
those fish
that's
to
like a
hide their
barrier.
secret lair. They made a fence out of fish and said, haha, this is gonna throw off all your radar.
Yeah.
You won't be able to find us. Where it's like the Rick and Morty with all the Mortys on the wall and they're stabbing them in the sides.
It's some kind of goddamn conspiracy, I swear to God.
Tidal said the Russians trained orcas to find sea mines, which is insane.
Animals being bros.
That's pretty cool. Definitely a cold chill is different than a back chill, you know?
Dolphins.
Like
I
a
think dolphins
spooky-
have been used too, right?
A spooky chill where the hair stands up on the back of your neck.
When you feel a cold draft. Like when you feel a cold draft in Arizona, I definitely
Yeah.
pay attention to those. Because everywhere else, it doesn't really stand out that much. But my room is hot as balls. If I feel a cold chill, that's a problem.
I was listening to a podcast on ghosts and spirits the other day, and they said that spirits are just like, well, this is what they believe, that they're just humans and they're not trying to like hurt you. And imagine that like you are in like the place that you used to live, but like someone else lives there now, and you would be like, what the heck? And try to communicate with them and be like, hello, can you not see me? And that we should just be like, yo, what's up, dude? How's it going? I know that you used to live here, but this is my house now.
I wonder if we
Yeah, like-
transcend like in the multiverse, right? We're just in a different reality once we pass. We
Um,
still continue with our life. Reincarnation's a thing, but it's not in this world.
I was waiting for Dana. I was going to change the subject, so I didn't want to.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I really do believe in ghosts. Like, I know we're talking about aliens, but as we're on this subject, and my mum has seen them and stuff, but I'll feel like a presence in the room or someone watching me, or I will see something in the corner of my eye move or something like that, and I always kind of just say, "Hey, can you just please leave me alone? Like, I don't want to like deal with any of this, please." And I always feel better after I've said that. Like, I don't know if it's like I'm tricking my mind or if they're genuinely a ghost, like, oh, hey, yeah, no worries. You just don't feel like chilling today. No worries. I'll be off. I don't know. But it definitely makes me feel better to be just like, hey, please leave me alone.
So, going to reincarnation, what Steph said, what I believe, and this is just a personal belief of mine, is that we reincarnate and there's a place that we go where we are just like, I always refer to it as like a ball of light, but just like some type of energy that's like truly what I believe we are at the end of the day. But I think that within the universe, we get to choose like, what planet am I going to next? Like, what life do I want to have next? And I think that Earth is it's a hard one. It's one you pick because your soul wants like experience and to like live. Like the human experience, I think, is difficult and hard, more so than on other planets in my belief system that I choose to have. So yeah, that's what I think. We get to choose where we go, and that Earth is a difficult one.
I'm
I could
interested
definitely
in
see
what
that.
you believe because I genuinely don't know why anyone would pick like certain people's lives. Like, do you think you just pick like the planet and then it's put like kind of what
No,
what
I
consciousness
think
you go into, or do you think you choose to go into like somebody who's going to end up having like awful mental health issues or
I think
whatever?
that you choose it. I think your soul is something that we can't comprehend on a human level. And what I believe is that like you pick based on like what kind of things you want to experience and to learn and to like educate yourself.
I
And
can see
sometimes
that.
you might choose something super hard mode.
I mean, if we do it over and over and over, who's to say that we're not just picking the JoJo run this time, right?
Yeah. The Jojo Mart run.
The JoJo run, like if you're just gonna be fucking evil and be like Hitler, I mean, you might as well try it. What? No, I'm just kidding. But it's like if you have the ability to pick, you're eventually gonna go through all existences, and it's infinite. Maybe do you only get so many times that you get to reset?
No, I think you just keep doing whatever, you just try again. Let's try something else.
I
they've
just
got,
want to go
like,
back as my
like,
cat.
Sim
That's
save.
it.
Yeah, it's like they got endless sim saves and they're like, which one am I going to do today?
Rags to riches.
Or going back again to like Rick and Morty, it's like somebody's playing Roy and you're just like, oh, I guess I'll try again. Like I got cancer at age 30. Like, whoopsies. I guess I'll try again. It seems very insensitive to say, but like that's just how I feel.
Brink, I don't know how to pronounce that, The Swarm. German author, but the plot is so interesting. Talks about the ocean fights back in an alien. I have not, but
I've not read it, but
But-
now I want to.
now I'm going to be
Ooh,
throwing that into Legoogs, and we'll probably be getting copies of that.
I think that locked away books have a lot of secrets to tell.
I do too.
Think about all the
I
literature
feel
that's
like
been
They've
destroyed.
been locked away for a reason as well, to hide knowledge from us. Like how we feel like billionaires and government people and the Illuminati know things we don't know and we're not allowed to know it. What's to say that those books aren't part of it and they are a part of it?
I agree. I'm not choosing to come back to Earth. This is my last soul visit here.
Why on earth would they pick such a shitty substitution though? As like, I just so I have a legitimate question. Do you guys feel that extraterrestrial encounters and spirit encounters are kind of on the same topic? Do you feel like
Yeah.
ghosts and ghouls and zombies play into the alien theory? Like, could they
I
just
think-
be extraterrestrial?
I think it falls into like the category of like Bigfoot and like the like skinwalkers and like I think in all societies, cultural, they all have scary things that you need to stay away from that are not of this world. Like every culture is going to have some Winnebago, whatever. They're going to have something that like, this is not of our world. Stay away from it and respect it and leave it alone. So I think it kind of all is an umbrella of like creatures that are not of this world.
Yeah, I think we'd be very naive to think that like there aren't those things in the world. I mean, fair enough if you think you don't believe in it because that's the way that you get through your day. But like there is like so much of the world unexplored, not just the ocean, that there's got to be something there. I mean, was it the parks? The Appalachian, that's the park, right? Like, there's like parts of that apparently that like haven't been explored.
I do believe what Shan said about spirits getting trapped. I think that's what like ghosts are, is that for some reason something happened and you can't fully move on yet. Maybe you didn't learn your lesson that you needed to learn, or like something, there's some type of connection that kind of traps you here.
I feel like that gives us
in,
too much significance. I feel like that falls under divine purpose, and there's just
What do you
too
think a
many
spirit
of us.
is then? Do you think we're able to just freely visit once we've passed? That you can just pop back whenever you want to
I
like be
mean-
like, hey.
Not to be so blasé about it, but like, could it just be an alien being fucking with us? Like, that's
Well, it
like
could.
one of the simulation. What's the word I'm looking for? Like the projects, the campaigns, like duplicate the human subject and make it like I don't know what I'm trying to say
Yeah.
exactly, but like you get what I'm saying. it's say like
It's
zombies,
interesting, Mary.
werewolves, vampires. They're all human variations, but not quite. It's like a failed experiment, right? And then we just end up idolizing it and turning it into lore that we commodity. What's the word I'm looking for? Commodify, right? We make money off of it. We just sell it back to each other. The same fucking ideas. It's gross. We're gross.
But
Are we assuming
also-
we're base reality? No, I don't know. Are we base reality?
Oh, I don't think so. I think we're
sorry,
like
Dana. I'm
school.
so excited about this. I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
know, it's okay, you're fine. I just wanted to go back to what we were saying about like the ghost being stuck here and what Brayden was saying about that bit, because that sounds so much like purgatory.
Yeah.
Oh,
It does.
100% sounds like purgatory, and maybe that's our way of explaining it, or maybe it's here on Earth. Like, it's very interesting.
some people do think that Earth is purgatory.
And it's
I
interesting
mean-
because maybe it's not purgatory in the sense of religion, but maybe that's the word that they've used and that way of explaining it, or something that is genuinely like happening. Because a lot of like, not just religions, but like myths, religion, like just information from the past could just be their way of trying to explain something very real that is happening.
That's true. I think of humans more as like chaos theory, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's
I
no
do
rhyme
like
or
that theory.
reason at the end of the day, and none of it makes any sense. And I don't think it's supposed to make sense. I think we were extremely happy accident.
I really love that theory though, Dana. Like, we are purgatory. Like, what would this not be the perfect purgatory where you live bland, meaningless, like just like routine lives? Look at all of like the genocide that happens, all of the horrific things, the starvation, the homelessness. Like, this could very well be purgatory. This is an awful place to be, but it's
Well-
not the worst, but it's not the best.
And think about
Yeah.
this, there's no real way. Do you know anybody that has just like a picture perfect, great life, like throughout the duration of their lives? Not a soul.
Many people who are lying.
Even if there's somebody
Don't
that's
tell
like,
you the full story.
famous and
money.
has loads of money, those people are still going to be miserable on the inside. And you might have somebody that doesn't have as much money that is happy as a clam, but they have to stress about how do I provide for my family? And like there's no life that you're like, wow, this is great. I'm so happy, like for the duration of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
even if
famous
generational
people
wealth.
have to deal with paparazzi.
There's
and
all
stuff.
things they have to deal with. Like
Generational
there's
wealth. And then it's
Yeah.
like your parents are never there because they're off making
Yeah.
money, or they're so fucking detached
Yep.
from reality that they never raised you properly or raised by a nanny. You
There's
have fucking
no
daddy
happy
issues.
answer. Yeah.
Huh.
You can do the best you can do, but there's no one life that's like, wow, this is perfect and great from my birth until my death.
Some would argue that's hell.
Here?
Yeah, some would argue that's hell. Like, never having the possibility of having like the perfect life. There's always something wrong. There's
So that
always
is, like,
something horrific
purgatory.
happening.
But
If you
then
ask-
I feel like being able to do this podcast and meeting you guys, I don't feel like that would be hell for me, because in a way that's made my life better.
Yeah. It has. But I
For,
can't
like 100%.
I don't think we can fathom what it would be like to live in like a utopia. And I don't know if that exists.
I think it
I
can
mean-
exist in our own minds. It depends on what you push out of the way to make room for the positivity. I feel like we do
Like,
that ourselves.
People have
before
tried
us.
to make utopias in society and it doesn't work.
But it's like The Good Place, where when everything is good, it's
I think
No one
people
is
are
happy.
too. I think people are too irrational, and we like things that are not perfect. If that makes-
And also
Yes.
going back to the place, like I was saying, you can't have like good without the bad as well. So like a utopia, would it actually be good? Because if everything is always good, we can't perceive like how fortunate we are that everything is good because we have nothing to compare it against.
Good means nothing without the bad.
Title nailed
Utopia
it.
is perception, because what is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly. And it's
Nailed
kind of
it.
like what Future Ghost said too. If you ask 10 people to describe the same thing, everyone's going to say it in a different way.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There is no utopia because a utopia is different to every person.
We make our own utopia.
You have to create a utopia within your mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your mind can either be a prison or a utopia.
I am sold that this is purgatory. I'm sold. I'm 100%
I think-
fucking sold on that.
I think that, like what I said, this is just a rough. We chose a rough. We our souls wanted to learn and experience something difficult, is what I think. We signed up for something that was hard because we were like, wow, that's going to turn me into a much better soul. I don't know. That's just my belief.
Am I ready for that?
We're like, you know what? We're playing the video game today and we're putting it on hard. That's sometimes you make that choice. You
I
know?
usually insta die when that happens. I'm
Yeah,
calling my
well, you-
cat, in case anyone's
You can't
wondering
gain
what the fuck
wisdom
this
without
is.
hardship. Nothing good in life comes without struggle. And if it does come without struggle, be prepared for it to leave you as quickly as you got it.
Can't gain wisdom without hardship. Man, Title, you are nailing it today.
Yeah. Title, we need to have another conversation about ghosts and spirits, I think, that Title would love to hop in as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
so.
yes, I
That would be
agree.
cool.
That should be a whole separate topic. I 100% agree. I feel like it plays so much like together though, aliens and spirits and ghosts and whatnot. Because I
No,
feel like
totally.
ghosts are just one of those additional.
It's like an
okay,
otherworldly thing.
So kind of
Supernatural. Is that a word that covers all of that stuff?
I would say yes.
Like, is Bigfoot supernatural? Loch Ness Monster supernatural? Like, everything is just, that's all supernatural.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you. That is a much better word. I was trying to
Vampires,
figure out the
ghosts,
word. I was
aliens, werewolves, like, it's-
extraterrestrial.
I would watch a 24-hour podcast on ghosts. I love to talk about ghosts too. I feel like I could talk about ghosts for forever as well.
I mean, based on your name.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I have just laundry lists of theories between aliens and all of them. I know my favorite for sure is that all politicians and world leaders are lizard people, because there's no way that you could be human and have a human heart and brain and fucking act like that.
You know, that's one of the oldest conspiracy theories.
There has to be some.
I looked it
validity
up
in
the other day, and it's extremely old, but it came from like one person. One person. It was like one person's idea that then became this huge thing that has been talked about for years. It was like in the 50s, I think.
The extraterrestrials from the Draco constellation came to Earth and mated with humans, forming reptilian-human crossbreeds. I mean, crocodiles are some of the oldest living beings. Like, it falls right into line, you know, that they would actually be running the Earth through some kind of...
Oh, floating and levitating. A lot of people talk about that, being able to do that as a child. Like, they have a memory of being able to, like, float down the stairs or, like, jump down the stairs and it seemed like they were floating, or levitate of some type, which is interesting. Also, the little kids who are like, Mommy, I used to be that man and he died. And they can, like, show them. There's all these Netflix shows about this that are so interesting if you haven't seen them.
There's way too many fucking kids that say that they're, like, old, like,
I
long
used to be
dead
a
people.
pilot in World War
Yeah.
II, and they're like, my name was John, and they look it up and they like find the person and they're like, what the heck? Like, that's why,
Those are so weird.
yes, something is going on.
Do you think it's a coincidence, though, that they're just like, oh, Dana, you're muted.
You're muted, Dana.
It makes sense.
What were you saying?
Oh, I literally can't remember.
Pilots are like kids saying that they were
Reincarnation?
people that are long dead, and it's like channeling this. Before that, it was lizard people.
That does make sense that if everyone was lizard people higher up, they'd all be able to keep it a secret. You have more skin in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Lizard skin.
Oh, Kelly, 100%. We'll have to drop
A lot of the ones that I'm talking about are the Netflix Explained. Has so
Oh.
many on like aliens and like all kinds of extraterrestrial and supernatural and reincarnation and all kinds of stuff.
I'm sorry, just like quick, just scrolling this. There's a thing called esoteric Hitlerism, where people believe the Aryan race was descended from aliens. Get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. We are not merging racism with fucking alien life. That shit's not happening. That's not. Delete this from the internet.
Delete this from the internet.
Should not have a
what do you
platform.
guys think about what's going on like in Antarctica?
What's happening in
What's
Antarctica?
going on?
So like okay, you can only go to Antarctica if you are going on a scientific expedition. And it has to be like cleared with your country and cleared with everyone that's down there. So the only people that are down there are scientists. And they are scientists from 70 different countries, I think, are in Antarctica practicing science stuff. What are they doing?
There has to be.
Do you
Something.
think
What are they
boils
doing down there?
Do you think it's
And-
like the one place humans aren't, so they have it locked down so we don't destroy that like we have the rest
Like
of the earth?
what's hiding? What's down there? What is there? It's a whole fucking continent that they're like, no, you're not allowed to go here
I just
unless
mean,
you're a
I just think
special
it's
science
literally,
person.
like cold and frozen, right? So surely whatever has come to Earth has been perfectly preserved there, surely.
That's
a
what I'm
treaty.
saying. And
True.
there's this whole thing about how different countries now have more. People think that they're trying to like slowly colonize because like the US and Russia has like a lot of people down there, and they're like, why do you need so many people? And it
So
could be
it's,
unearthing the ocean aliens. Yes, there's so much bad gas in the ice. I think yes.
Yeah, there
so
is.
yeah, diseases and stuff, right? Things that like it's melting and then diseases are getting released that haven't been surfaced in millions of years. So I guess
And
there's
that
an
we don't
Antarctic
have
treaty,
like immunity to.
and it's basically a number of countries run the Antarctic continent like a
54
condominium.
countries. Yeah.
Isn't there like a country or a town or something where like you're not allowed to go in because like they had a disease and it is perfectly preserved in all the dead bodies?
Really?
I'm sure I'm gonna Google it, but I'm sure.
It's a natural reserve. I guess it makes sense as gross as humans are and how we treat every natural wonder of the world. I could imagine that there would be like countries that are like, nah, keep your fucking Cheeto fingers away from Antarctica. Like let this be the one less pure place on Earth. But I agree with Dana. I think it is more like there are diseases and stuff that are being thought out that could just cause like mass pandemic, mass epidemic. It's one of the demics. It would cause a demic.
Oh, Kaido is so right.
Perfect place to do biological experiments.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's true. I wonder how many kids like grew up saying that they wanted to like be a scientist and do like lab work and then actually moved on to work in Antarctica. That's fucking
Probably
wild.
a good amount.
Yeah, no,
Can't
John,
touch the aliens with Cheeto
no,
fingers.
keep your fucking Cheeto fingers to yourself, man. Then they wipe it on their pants and try to fucking touch it again. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Someone earlier asked about Area 51 a
We
long
haven't
time
talked about
ago,
that at all. Oh my gosh.
like
So-
forever ago, and we didn't talk about it.
What is Area 51 exactly?
It's a
It's-
protected government area, and we
Yes.
don't know what's in there, and it's highly, highly, highly secure.
Highly
It's like
classified
in the mountains /
Air
under the
Force
ground.
facility, and it's an Air Force facility. That's wild.
If
In
you
Nevada.
ever read The Hunger Games, I think District 2 is in that area, and that they have like all those shelters inside of the mountain. That's always what I imagined it to be like.
Same.
So they can like open like a shaft in the mountain, and like boop, a little plane can fly out of there. You know? We don't know.
Room
They have a
light.
lot of hidden technology.
Yes, stuff that they're not ready to release to the world. Probably
Yep.
things like camouflaging airplanes. I
Mhm.
feel like is what we're going to have next.
Okay.
Oh,
And maybe
yeah.
We
that's why
already
people are
have.
like, oh, it's just a UFO. We don't know what it is, but it's really a governmental drone that's looks like a mirror flying through the sky.
So we do already have invisible drone technology or aircraft technology. What it is it camouflages the sonar wave so that if sonar waves bounce off of it for identification, they bounce right back. Like they don't bounce back. I'm sorry. Like it passes
Goes
through
through
it
it.
without identifying. So we definitely have.
But what about to the naked eye? Planes that you literally can't see.
I'm sure it exists. Should we start talking about chemtrails? Is this still on the same topic?
I think chemtrails. Well, I mean, chemtrails like in Arizona, like we get them a lot. We get them, and it's just like you can actually study weather modification at MIT.
Really?
You can study weather modification. They've been modifying our weather for a very long time. So those little tiny skinny wispy clouds that you see that come from planes and then they kind of expand, it's to like create less UV. I don't know, something. But yeah, they modify the heck out of our weather.
Do you
That's why,
think,
honestly,
do you think they just don't talk about it because it's a bunch of smart people that are just tired of all of us fucking dumb sheep asking questions?
Well,
They're like,
and I think we just can't comprehend. We maybe don't know the reasons why. We don't have all the information. People just get a little too, like, we're very fragile as a society.
So, in 2019, an unidentified man drove through a security checkpoint near Mercury, Nevada. This is close to Area 51. In an apparent attempt to enter the base, after an 8-mile vehicle pursuit by base security, the man exited his vehicle carrying a cylindrical object and was then shot dead. There were no other injuries reported.
Yeah, they're very serious about protecting that area.
That's why people are always like, what's going on in there?
Exactly.
Like, it's
There's
way more-
literally signs though that say you will get shot on like
Yeah.
On site.
at entry. Yes,
Reverse
on site.
engineering.
You
That's
will get
what I
shot.
was talking about, Title. Like materials that can create a translucent effect. We're doing some weird stuff, I think.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah,
have-
I've seen that. Like where they hold like a board and like they curve it around themselves, and it literally you can't see them. Like it's see through, but you. can't
Uh-huh.
see through.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It
Mhm.
like camouflages somehow. Refracting
So-
light and stuff.
it's not an exhaustive list, I don't think, but the conspiracy theories surrounding Area 51, the storage examination and reverse engineering of crashed alien spacecraft, joint undertakings with extraterrestrials or meetings, development
Oh.
of exotic energy weapons and other weapons programs, development of weather control, development of time travel and teleportation, development of exotic propulsion systems related to the Aurora program. and then
See,
something
what is
about
that?
Majestic 12.
A Majestic 12.
It's an aircraft.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Nathan Skunk, oh my goodness. What is
mean-
happening?
I feel like Area 51 has been like a big conspiracy point for like years and years. Like it's even like to the point where it's in TV shows as well. Like
Mhm. But see, then you're like, are they just telling us to make us not believe? There's no way to know for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Not without the clearance. Anyone else would just deem
Who-
you mad.
who let slip first so that we're all aware of Area 51? Do you know what I mean? Like
Well, somebody probably went there and was like, what is this? I bet you
Yeah.
somebody pulled up on it and was like, whoa,
I think it was
what
a
is
leak from
this?
inside, right? A whistleblower, and then we'd have to look back and like find or research who the first person to ever talk about or publicize Area 51 was, and if they're still alive or if they died of natural causes. And I feel like that would be a dead giveaway.
Causes.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
Google Street Map car was just innocently trying to map the Earth. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? And they're like, what's
like,
we found Area
it is
51.
interesting as well because like it literally it like Area 51 is like such a big point where everyone's like, oh, Roswell, like the aliens, blah blah blah. But like, there's not that for any other kind of military base. Like we don't really kind of focus on any other like military
You think that
area
we're
rather
just
than like
dumb?
51. Pardon?
Like, do you think that the United States, like, we're just kind of stupider than everybody else? Because, like, other countries could very well have an Area 51 that's way kept under wraps way better. Like, where
Mhm.
the people don't know about it.
Or
Right?
what if
maybe
Area 51 is just like just there to be like, here's Area 51, but it's not
Yes!
really. It's just
That's
like
what I was gonna say. It's just a hoax. It's just to get you over there. Yes.
Maybe it's a portal.
Maybe I don't
Maybe
think
it's
it's
a-
anything. Maybe it's nothing. And like exactly what Dana said. It's the other countries have way better
That's what
development.
Shan just said too. Just a front.
Well,
yeah.
I will say, if you look at some of like the US's actual like military technology, we are ahead. Like just what we use, we are ahead.
Like
Simple
Russia
as
could
that.
have, you know, some stuff. Like North Korea, it's possible that they have
Well,
like
Russia
alien
has
bunkers.
Russia has proved that they're not as good of a military power
Well,
as they
yeah.
thought they were.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely very true. But they could have a secret hidden alien thing somewhere that we don't know about.
But
Definitely.
with how
Because
well they
it's
control
so
their
cold
government,
there,
who
and
would
we
say
can't
anything?
get. It's so cold as well, and they have like the KGB and stuff like that. They would keep that locked tight. You would not be able to find out.
I mean, they sent spies over here, and didn't they do like a good job in like the 80s when they were like it was like they screwed us over a little bit by sending spies here?
Yeah, I mean,
Like we had actual like KGB Russian people living in the United States, like pretending to be
Yeah.
Americans, like haha. So
I mean, they could still be in the United States playing the long game.
100%.
no, I
there
highly
has to be.
there could be people literally in our military that and
That
like in our
too.
government that like
Yeah.
There
are
could be
playing double
one
sides.
in this podcast.
We all just do the Chad face. The Blackbird was supposed to be an Area 51 thing. Is that the planet or the plane that we were looking at?
I tried to Google it, but it came up with a bunch of dead blackbirds.
Interesting what title said. I remember my grandmother used to talk
Ooh.
about this guy who invented a pill you dropped into water and it became gasoline. The man mysteriously disappeared.
The vegetable oil
That's-
guy too. Learned how to run his
Wait,
car.
what do
with
you mean the
oil.
vegetable oil guy?
So there
Yeah?
was the guy that made a car that ran off of vegetable oil, and he died.
Oh, yeah.
And the technology died with him.
Yeah.
That one's very well known.
That is. Yeah. I've heard of that.
That could be true. We have advanced so much in technology that what if we are in contact with aliens who are assisting us?
Hmm.
Also, there was like, wasn't there like a car that you could power on water or something? And then it very quickly, like they scrapped it, and now we have electric cars. But like that was gonna be a thing, and then
Was it hydrogen? Was there a hydrogen car too?
The water one I could understand
Potentially.
scrapping because we don't even have enough drinkable water for ourselves. So unless it ran off of
doesn't have
salt water,
to be drinkable.
It doesn't have to be
surely.
fresh water. It could also be like potable, like non-potable, like you recycle your sewage or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah, it literally comes straight out. Be cycled through into your car.
I wonder what the environmental impact would be though, using water as a source of energy like that.
Probably
is
less than
also-
using fossil fuels.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
We don't know, you know?
That too. One we
Yeah.
absolutely need to survive though, right? Like I would love to see the technology of pulling all of the salt out of the ocean, like ocean water, right? So that we can drink ocean water.
We gotta
Mhm.
work
Get
together,
all
but
the
also
plastic out
like,
first.
what if you piss off what's living in the ocean?
What are they gonna do? Walk?
I mean, what if
I
there's
mean,
like
if the aliens are down there,
Bitch, I got
I don't
legs.
know.
they could
That's
float in like air. We don't know.
It's true.
very true.
Now, see,
Maybe
dolphins
they get
are
to that
mammals.
fish wall and they're like, never
Don't-
mind.
Dolphins don't have gills, do they? They breathe oxygen.
Yeah, they're not a deep sea creature.
Yeah.
So maybe we
They
would
come
be
up for
fucked.
air.
Same thing with orcas, you know? They just need a way to kind of flop their way across the earth, and they're big enough they could crush a few. Think about how much damage an orca could do if it had the energy to like run into buildings.
They're big.
Did you guys see that Simpsons episode where like dolphins end up like speaking and then they like take over the world. Like that could happen. Like
So long, and
Steph's
thanks for all the
like-
fish.
Doing surgeries with Oculus, that's a crazy technology. Even just all the educational virtual reality stuff, like go to the International Space Station. Like
It's just so cool.
float around in there and see what it looks like.
Exactly.
I want a Neuralink. I will hook myself up to a Neuralink tomorrow. I will Sword Art Online myself.
I mean, this is feeling a little bit like the Matrix, though.
I would probably do it too, Braylon. Like
I would do
living Sword Art
Like,
Online,
deep
of course,
dive
without
VR?
getting trapped. I would do it.
Yeah, a deep dive VR where you're just laying in your bed.
I live my life
But
on the
you're-
internet now anyway.
You're in a world.
I'm serious. It's the only thing that I hate is that I have to like physically eat and physically like work out in order to live, and I have to sleep. So
Just
it's like,
hook you up
it's
to
a
an
constant
IV
rigmarole
machine.
of balance. Yeah, just take that fucking like task bullshit out, and then just let
You're
me live my life.
literally describing the Matrix right now.
I would be okay with just being a brain. I would live much
There is
longer.
no way to prove that we are not a brain in a vat.
I mean, I guess.
There's no, that's like a psychological, not a psychological, philosophical question that philosophers cannot answer. There is no way to know.
Well, whoever programmed
I
this did a
think-
shit job. Just saying.
Like, have you guys seen Upload on Amazon?
No.
No.
Well, it's like when you're gonna die, they like upload you into this like I guess cloud place where your consciousness lives, and it feels like you're alive. And there's a bit where one of the guys that's been living there for a while explains to the new guy that like the first kind of people that came, they didn't like eat or drink or stuff because they didn't need to, and they went crazy like because they didn't sleep or anything. Like they went absolutely crazy, and so now they have like see they're dead, but like, and it's not real, but it's like they now drink and have to eat and like have all those like normal bodily functions because it's natural to them, it's normal. So I mean, it wouldn't be like beyond the realm of possibility that we are in a simulation, and they are giving us the ability to still drink and eat and taste and do all those things because it's normal to us, and without that we would probably just go insane.
It'll take a few more generations, right, to get through that we don't have to do them. Like, I see that. I could definitely see that. I don't like it, but I could see it.
Heat mechs. Our bodies are vats.
Ew.
The thing that like I just keep going back to, like, humans are so fragile. Like, we are just little fragile beings, and if you just like overload our brains like just a little bit too much, we're like we go insane. Like,
Literally, our brains will go insane for like so many like small reasons, like
we're
not sleeping affects
Yeah.
us like way more than we think we do. We're like, oh, we're just a bit tired, but like, genuinely it does affect our brain. Like being tired is more like damaging than being like, because it affects us so much.
Can't you only go like 3 or 4 days without sleep before you die?
Yeah, something
yeah.
like that.
It's not
Sleep
very
is
long.
the only thing humans need in order to not die.
That's not true.
Mostly. Like water
Food.
and food, of course, but like your brain will in a way force you if those are available to eat.
You can
and
go a
drink.
long time without food, though. You can go like 30 days, I think. Like, it's something crazy that you can go without food.
It's
Water,
longer than water.
Water's
water's
like a
only
week.
like
I'd rather
week.
die, to be fair.
Yeah,
No,
water is a week.
Starvation, they say, is one of the worst ways to die.
hmm
I would not want to deal with that.
Lack of sleep, man. That's a horrible existence. Lack of sleep.
Even
Yeah.
I feel like it's like you know, we're all just like one traumatic experience away from like going into psychosis. Like, our little brains are like they're not perfect. They're not
And
that great.
we fucking do acid. We are.
I know, and then we're like,
wild.
let's
We're
rewire all our
crazy.
programming. Zzz.
This is working great. Let's fuck that up really quick. Not me.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, in like the past, they've just like gone ahead and just severed neurological links in people's brains, just to try and help women be less hysterical.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Like,
something, I forgot.
we all deal with mental health here, and like if we were like open about it maybe 30 years ago, maybe 40, 50 years ago, they would like for sure like
Institutionalize you
destroy parts of our brain. Yeah.
and do that. Yeah, lobotomize you, or
Mhm.
I mean, on that
shock
same
therapy.
note, women were burned at the stake for being witches. So I just
Yeah. I would have been burned at the stake.
same. Same.
You can make the brain more resilient. Yes. I do think that's true. You can definitely and then like our brains are open to be changed. Like people who have gone through extreme trauma, they can like use ketamine to like rewire, and like there's different things you can do to change the ecosystem of your mind.
Would you agree?
I mean, I feel
that-
like you can to an extent.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
Like you can make your brain more resilient, but at the same time, you're never going to make it like
Trauma-proof.
so much more resilient that like something traumatic is not going to
Yeah.
completely like wreck you, like
Do
your
you feel
brain.
like-
Because, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say because like traumatic events can completely rewire your brain in the way that you think.
So,
No,
so
I'm done.
would you agree that drastic changes in brain chemistry like that or ways of thinking could constitute brainwash?
Oh yeah, the brainwashing
Yeah.
is real. You can brainwash people.
Hmm.
For sure. You can definitely you could fuck up people in their thought processes and stuff. Even like look at like what they do like parents sometimes when they raise children. You have these fucked up thought processes and belief systems and stuff because it was just ingrained to you as a child.
Fucking company culture, I swear to God, is a form of brainwash. Drink the Kool-Aid.
No, it
drink
is.
the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, in some sense, you could say religion is a form of brainwash.
Yeah.
Like
Because
when
back
I was a
then-
kid, I fully thought that like when they were like, oh, like where does rain come from? I was like, oh yeah, God, like legit God. But it's like I didn't even know the like scientific way that we actually like rain is like exists. Like it comes up
That's
from the
kind of
sea
human
and stuff.
nature though. Because like imagine like when the first time it rained, like they probably did think it was magic. Like
I mean,
before you
yeah.
know that
Like,
something
there
is
were other
science-
children my age who knew
Oh yeah.
like actually but like I hadn't been told that because I'd just been told
It's from God.
So
yeah
here's what
I
fucks
think
me
that
up about
science, before we know it, it looks like magic.
that. Even science though, there's no reason why things actually react the way that they do. Like we can break it down on like a molecular level, right? Like when this comes into contact with this particular like
Cause and
molecule
effect,
falls
right?
off and creates this, but there's no actual reason why that happens.
Yeah, we don't know the why.
We don't know the why. We just know that it does, and we just
Yeah.
accept it for what it is.
This is how this works. Why?
And that blows my mind because it's like you
Why
can
does
explain
gravity?
why that happens or
Well,
like how
wait,
that
we
happens,
do know about
but
gravity.
not why that happens. But
we know
don't-
why gravity is a thing though. But we don't know why there's planets that spin around.
Yes.
for fun,
Exactly. What's the reason? Oh, well, it's the gravitational pull of this, and it's like, but why?
Why
is
are we
that a
just
thing?
rotating through space?
Because space is expanding, and we're moving like this, okay? But like we can explain how that's happening, but why is that happening? What's pulling us? Is something pulling us? That's what I wonder.
I think that Jules said that the subject God and believing is so close to aliens. Like, I think
Yes.
that God is really just your conscious.
I could see that. I could see
that
that.
kind of fucks me up a little bit.
Throwing the
Like,
disclaimer
thinking about
out,
that,
we are
like-
not trying to be disrespectful to anyone that does follow these religions. We support you
Oh, no, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
These are our beliefs and feelings, and they are not a dick. We do not think you are a crazy person. That is what you want to do, and you are free to do it.
I try not to judge anybody because you don't know what experiences somebody has had that has made them be the way that they are, Maybe religion saved their life if they were in a really dark time. Like, then that's fantastic, and I'm really happy for you.
I
However, you're making
definitely
your
think
utopia,
that
man.
religion is very important to like humans in general.
Well, it doesn't make sense. Like, why do we all have the same stories? Weren't you saying that, Steph, the other day? That,
Exactly.
like, we all have the same, like, there has to be some supernatural thing that's happening that causes these people to all have these same stories.
Yeah.
The dragons. The dragons
Yeah,
did it.
dragons.
The dragons brought
You
the
know?
magic. The dragons brought the weather.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like if you do believe in religion, you should be able to kind of be allowed to question that. And also, like
Yeah.
for me, I believe in God, but like at the same time, I still have questions, and I still like can think about things outside of that and like understand like outside of religion. Definitely, I try not to take things too seriously.
Yeah, it's a
In that
belief
respect.
system, right? Like, you're
Exactly.
choosing
System.
to believe in this thing, even though nobody knows if it's correct or not.
Yeah, exactly.
like
Like
you're-
we don't know at the end of our lives what happens. Like no one truly knows for sure.
Yep.
We all have
Dead people
theories,
do.
and I like to think whatever we think brings us a bit of comfort. That is why I believe what I believe.
Totally. I am in the same boat, Dana, that like you should believe in something if you want to. One, that doesn't harm other people. But two, just gives you some type of comfort or makes you less anxious about something, or just kind of, makes you feel nice.
Yeah. And you should be able to let people believe what they believe in as well. Like definitely it's okay if people don't believe in the same thing as you. It's okay if they believe in something else. Like that's completely fine. Like it's the only person that you should care about what they believe is yourself.
So you should believe something that makes you feel good and that makes you happy and that brings you joy and that gives you the answers that you want or need or are looking for.
Just keep your goddamn book out of my uterus. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
100%.
Don't
Doesn't
force your
belong in
beliefs
there.
on other people, please. Yeah.
Yeah, your belief should just be about like you.
You.
Like if you don't
specifically
believe in
you.
things like that, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't stop other people from
Yo.
doing it.
Goes for any fucking book, not just the one we're referring to, but really any of them. Keep them out of my
Yep.
uterus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 100%.
So I
think
know
too-
that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm changing.
Oh, go
the
ahead.
subject.
No. Go ahead. I want to change the subject. Go.
I would say another really common one while we're talking about space and the moon on some thread there. Like a secret alien base on the dark side of the moon. Do you guys believe in a dark side of the moon?
Well, we only
Yeah.
ever see one side of the moon, right?
Is that true?
I thought that was how it worked. We're only ever seeing one side of the moon. Is that not how it is?
That's what TV has made me believe.
I don't actually know.
Go to the rescue. Yes. Yeah, because it takes the same amount of time to orbit the Earth as it does for it to spin on its axis. So, but are we only ever seeing the
No.
same side of the moon? It always keeps one face towards us. Yeah.
We've
we
only seen
ever
one
see the
side,
near
yeah.
side.
Huh.
There
Safe
has
to
to be something
say,
hiding.
when we went on the moon, either one, we saw some fucked up shit, or we were like, hey, we can capitalize on this side of the moon. Let's do some shit. Like,
Exactly.
There is a question of like, why have we never visited the moon again?
They
I
didn't
heard
explore
that
the whole
apparently
thing,
it
right?
cost a lot of money, and apparently the only reason that you guys went in the first place was to beat Russia, and it was part
Yep.
of obviously the Cold War, and that's why they will probably never go on to the moon again, because one, they've seen everything or done the research that they want to do,
That's
and
what
there's
they
no
want.
much further for them to do.
But see,
I
that,
totally believe that.
that makes me think that the moon landing was fake, though, because it only takes 91 days and nonstop walking to travel the entire circumference of the moon. Like they could have done a space trip, or at least have gone back to see what's on the other side of the moon. You're telling me they landed on the
Yeah,
far side of the
I
moon?
know that they didn't already look at the other side of the moon; they just didn't tell us.
There's been
Yeah.
other people on the moon, though.
They probably
Yes.
did look at the other side.
But like, since it doesn't get no sun, like Tidal said, it's freezing.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Shit, I didn't even think
So
about
like,
that.
if there's something living there, it's an extraterrestrial that can survive in sub-zero temps.
Yep.
So, the Apollo 8 astronauts were the first humans to see the far side in person when they orbited the moon in 1968.
Oh,
All
so they
manned-
flew around it though. They
flew
definitely
around.
went.
All manned and unmanned soft landings had taken place on the near side of the moon until January 3rd, 2019, when the Chang'e 4 spacecraft made the first landing on the far side. But what
Oh.
did they find?
That's recent.
That is recent.
I mispronounced that. I'm sorry.
Took them
to
until
Chinese
2019 to go to
language.
the other side. Wow.
Oh, it's a robotic spacecraft mission. It wasn't even. Oh, it's
People?
Change, not Chang'e. I'm fucking stupid. It's got an apostrophe
No wonder.
in it.
No wonder it wasn't talked about much.
It's China's achieved humanity's first soft landing on the far side of the moon on January 3rd, 2019. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's too cold.
That's amazing.
Makes sense.
Yeah, there has been other people on the moon, but they don't report that in the US. I wonder if we went and looked up, like, what was it, Russia probably, or China?
Oh yeah, what I was saying was specifically like, yeah.
Shannon. The other side is cold. What if that's only why certain scientists are allowed in the Arctic and they're experimenting for something they saw up there?
Are they aliens too?
That's actually a good one.
Dark side of the moon, I wonder what it looks like.
Also, welcome in, Haste.
Yeah, that's really interesting to think about. So basically, in these 2 hours we've summarized, we don't know anything. And
There's so
nothing
much
makes
unknown.
any sense. And we're hurling through space at a gazillion miles an hour. So just try to be kind and make something nice of your life. Be kind and try to suffer as little as you can.
Apart from the ocean.
The ocean.
Apart from
The ocean is scary. It's terrifying.
I think that could be a whole other episode too. It's just kind of like digging into
Spirit,
the
like
That'll be so fun.
supernatural too, like spirituality,
Oh,
like ghosts and
yes.
stuff.
This could be a series, guys. This could be a
We
series.
need to do more
Supernatural
live
We're a
aliens
mental
episodes.
health
and-
podcast, but sometimes
The
we
live
talk
episodes
about
are so fun.
supernatural stuff.
I feel like the lives are perfect as well for like aliens and supernatural.
Yeah.
These are like kind of like
Other people's
crackpot
stories.
extra episodes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like, hey, we talk about mental health and helping yourself, but hey, our lives, we talk about fucking anything.
I'll be honest with you on a personal level. I like that like we do podcasts based on mental health stuff because it's pre-recorded. We can edit things as we see, and it's like I'm not the smartest fucking person in the world. Sometimes I say stupid shit, and Blaze is nice enough just to be like, bleep.
Well, no, I
Boy.
usually keep in our.
I was gonna say I don't
Random
think she's
stuff.
cutting that much out.
I really don't. I cut out pauses, and
But
sometimes I cut out sounds.
But
you know,
it-
if you did say something
interrupt.
dumb and you were like, please remove that at this, yeah,
could.
it's not live.
Well, she did that last time.
And you kept it in.
but baked. But that wasn't so bad.
He was so funny.
That was so bad.
I had been.
There are points where we just randomly start laughing because like somebody's done something on camera that no one else can see, and they're kept in, and I listen to it and I'm like, oh,
Sometimes I have to keep stuff in because it's like at the same time as another statement that we're saying. And so I'm like, I can't delete it without deleting like
The
5
whole
minutes
Yeah.
out of it.
I feel that.
I just find it so funny as well. I was like, no one can see what we're laughing at.
Yeah.
Like
the
Braille
moment we're
auto,
just like,
auto
that's
barking
really
last
funny.
episode. I had to leave it in because it cut off something that someone else was saying right in the middle. So I was like, I can't just cut it out.
He likes to
And
say
then I
hi.
was like, I also like it because it makes us more like
realistic.
human.
yeah.
Yes.
We're
And
realistic. We're
We're
not
sitting
putting
in a
off
podcast
front.
studio. We're sitting in our
know.
houses. We have dogs. We have husbands and people in our house that are like, "What are you doing?"
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Thank
mean,
you
we
for the
don't edit
follow.
much. It's not like a heavily
No.
edited like episode. Like just takes out like sounds or like.
I
I
just mean,
literally
like, you
mostly
know,
take out pause.
we're growing as people. I'm growing as a person, and sometimes it's happened before where I'm talking to you guys, and it's like, hey, that was a little bit insensitive, and I'm like, I'm sorry, and then I get some education, and
Yeah. It's always a moment for learning.
I'm working on it.
That's
We're
the funny
all
thing
work
about these
project.
podcasts. Like, not only are we like trying to educate the people that are listening, or like trying to help the people that are listening, we end up educating each other and also helping each other. There's been so many
100.
times where one of us is like, "Oh my god, that's a thing that I can do to help myself." brilliant.
Yes. How many people now believe there are less advanced alien civilizations? I 100% think so.
Definitely.
Definitely.
There has to be.
That's a great
There's
closing
all spectrums
question.
of aliens.
I love it. We just barely hit our 2-hour mark to close off this fun day we had today. I loved this conversation. It was a blast.
Just for reference, look at how many fucking tabs I have open just in this podcast.
Is it a lot we can't see?
It's
there you
it's
go.
on
Oh my
Oh,
god, there's
It's
so many.
There is a lot.
There's
There's a lot.
There's so much.
I love it.
So I'll be going back through all of those to see what we can garner out of it. Definitely.
Do we have
come
a
and join the
Discord command?
We have one.
Yeah.
Yes, I was gonna plug it.
And then just to make sure that we all leave this without any confusion.
Get the men in black in here quick.
Yep.
It works out great. Yeah, no, absolutely. The Trigalactite memoirs. I hope I said that right. Sometimes I have to
Trigalactite.
Trigalactite.
Galactite. Yeah, that looks right. This was fun. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. You
Fuck
guys are
yeah.
so sweet for hanging out.
We're
love
gonna work on a
live
schedule, and we're kind of chit-chatting to see if maybe we can stream different days of the week on this channel. We definitely want to get to affiliate. Please share out the VOD to your communities if you feel like they would have fun with it. I feel like this is one we should definitely download and put on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This was awesome. Thank y'all.
Lovely.
So
lovely.
fun. Do we know when we're going to be live next, or are we going to just post that on
We
our
don't know yet.
socials?
Yeah.
Awesome. This is
Stay
our first time
tuned.
here. It was amazing. Thanks, Jewel. I'm glad you could join us.
I think I have a socials command. It's not usually one that I have, but I do have an exclamation. I'm sorry. we
Yay.
have.
Yeah.
It's set up on my PC. I don't mind. But no, definitely drop a follow. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.